bought this collector-grade fake Lego car set from TEMU. Hi, I build and review Lego compatible sets and judge them based on how easy they are to build, their quality, and value. Did you know that there are amazing Lego compatible sets on TEMU? Previously, we reviewed several alt-speed champions, but today we are looking at this Lego Technic style set. This is a review of the Diffuny Blue Technic set from TEMU. I'm BrickScore and I'm on a mission to make brick building more accessible for everyone, even if you can't afford the name brand bricks. It came in this odd container van style box that is really banged up, which is a shame. It would have been a cool display if it was in better condition. It says Diffuny Blue 1:14, so I'm assuming this is in a 1:14 scale of whatever car this is. I'll be honest with you, I have zero clue what a Diffuny Blue is. How about you? Do you recognize this car? Leave a comment down below. I'm curious to know what the community thinks. The parts were in numbered bags, which is nice. I sorted them using plastic buckets for easier building. But with almost 8,000 pieces, this build took me a long time to finish. I actually don't remember how long it took because I had the flu slowly taking over, so I was only half paying attention. It took me a couple of days to recover and get back to building this set. From what I remember of the first half of the build, it was simple and not as frustrating as other alt sets. The second half was okay, but there was a big omission in this set that affected the value of it in my eyes. Let's talk about that a little later. The Technic connections were secure for the most part, but some are loose like these clips here. This set has stickers, which isn't a bad thing. They weren't too difficult to put on, just use a part separator. Though it's worth noting that this particular set does not come with one. I think Technic sets need to come up with a specific Technic part separator too. That might be a good idea. The stickers, they feel quite rough to the touch, but the color matching is close enough for me. This weird logo has green in the background for some reason. The round stickers for the wheel tiles were cut badly off center, which is incredibly annoying. The overall aesthetic gives futuristic sports car vibes. What kind of car? That doesn't matter, it's futuristic monoposto. It's about 14 inches long and 6.5 inches wide, which makes it bigger than the Technic Lamborghini Huracan but smaller than the Technic Lamborghini Sian. On the front, your eyes will be drawn right away to the lines here that make up the headlight shape. I'm missing one of the bars because I accidentally dropped it during the build and the Lego black hole in my desk ate it. What? You don't have a black hole in your desk? You must not have gotten the upgrade. I paid extra. I don't know if it's just me, but the front part feels too short. Must be these blue pieces here contrasted with the black that makes this whole front of the car look a little retracted. The splitter here makes the car look like it's nice and low to the ground. This top part lifts up to reveal the inside of the front of the car. No engine here, but you do see the steering wheel and the seat. You can try adding a minifig here, but this is not minifig scale at all. Here is a Lego minifig. And here is a Mega Bloks minifig that I reviewed in last week's video. I think the Mega is a better fit, but not by much. Moving the steering wheel does not turn the wheels, unfortunately. I was disappointed that this is not connected at all. There is a rack and pinion under there, just disconnected from anything else. This rear cover uses blue, yellow, and black pieces to create this look, and the whole rear cover lifts up to reveal nothing. It's a big space for your luggage. Just kidding. This is where the motor would go. If I had one, there are flag pieces here to cover the empty space inside, and there are differential gears for the two rear wheels so they can spin independently. It's fun to manually turn the wheels and see the gears react to the movement. And here is the manual. It just kind of stops for you if you didn't purchase the version that is quote-unquote dynamic. Dynamic wasn't an option on TEMU when I was shopping, so that's a bummer. I do have motors here, alt of course. Let's see if we can improvise our way through this. This is an XL motor which fits just fine and is able to move the car forwards and backwards, albeit at a single space. The servo can't turn the wheels like at all. I think something is wrong with the rack and pinion assembly, so sadly no steering here. Also, there is no place to put the battery box and infrared receiver, so it's just dangling out here. The rear side of the car showcases creative placements of the trans-red bar pieces. This whole floating arm is the rear spoiler and it's quite easy to knock off. Also, here are 6 exhaust tips for maximum speed. The side profile of the car looks weird to me. It's both thick and empty at the same time. The visual gap here is obvious and you can see how empty the inside is if you don't have a motor. The wheels thankfully turn just fine. Nice metal looking rims with black tile accent in the middle. The tires are nice and large and made of black rubber that is soft and squishy. The set also uses these longer black plastic rods and they are barely long enough to reach the pieces as shown in the manual. The pictures on the listing mention scissor doors, but I don't remember building one here. The only things here that articulate like doors are the front and rear covers that show the steering and the engine bay respectively. The underside of the car is nice and polished and showing the supposed mechanisms in the steering and the drive wheels. Let's rate this car using our grading method, but before we go through the AQV scores, do you have suggestions for which alt Lego set I should review next? Leave a comment down below. Accessibility. An attempt was made to make the parts more organized. I've made mistakes here and there, but thankfully it wasn't too hard to backtrack my steps. The build experience and the instructions were average, shame that the booklet was folded inside the box. I wish they included a part separator, but that's just wishful thinking. Accessibility score of 3 out of 5 stars. Oh, also there is an odd amount and variety of pieces that were left over. Quality. I like the overall look of this set, even if it's an unrecognizable generic future car. Its size gives it an imposing presence on my shelf. The color of the plastics were fairly consistent and fit well together except for a few pieces that are super loose like some axles and clips. The flexible black rods are also a few millimeters too short for a comfortable fit. And since they are too short, it makes it hard to replicate the shaping shown in the manual and box. The scale is 1:14, which feels like a random number to me. I don't think original Lego car sets come in this scale, but I've seen other alt sets flaunt the same number. So you probably can start a collection in this scale, but I don't think you will have many choices. This is the set next to our Lego and alt Lego Speed Champions. You can see it's quite a bit larger. Here you can see that even against our Lamborghini, it still comes up on top size-wise. This set gets a quality score of 3 out of 5 stars. Value. The Lego Lamborghini Huracan is $49.99 and the Lego Lamborghini Sian goes for $449.99. Meanwhile, you can get this big boy for less than $20 on TEMU. Again, not as big as Sian but still pretty big. The build is great fun for $20 and the display value is definitely more than the $20 in my opinion. But is it still a value if you can get it for a little higher price? Maybe, but I personally won't pay more than double for the experience. Get the dynamic or the version with the motors if you can. Motors that fit and work would drastically increase the play value of the car. This set gets a value score of 5 out of 5 stars. And if you like this alt Lego Technic set, then check out this video where I build a fake Lego Technic Lamborghini, the Mamborghini. I get chased by the Lego police in this one. Click now to find out why.